Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we're doing another comic book haul. Alright, so to start it off we got something that's pretty unique. This is a fully blank Superman book. And it's for the 24-hour days of comic. And what it is, it's a national event, I guess, where you work on making a full comic in 24 hours. And the whole thing is entirely blank. And it is an in-between paper stock, I would say. It looks like a stock that'll easily take inks and not have them bleed through and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. I got the Superman one and the Batman one. And then I am going to get the Wonder Woman one too. And actually my kids saw these. And all of my kids want to make their own books. So right now they're actually doing like little stick figure roughs, thumbnail pages before they work on doing pages in the book. I'm going to go back to my local shop. And I'm going to buy copies of them to use. I don't know if I will use these ones specifically to make my own story in or not, but they are cool. I might go back and just get two more and then have these be the ones I just keep in the pristine format, but these are made to be drawn in, so they're pretty neat, and they were just your regular $2.99 price, so pretty neat idea from DC there. So I don't know if Marvel might follow suit next year or not, or if this will be a yearly thing that DC does, but it was pretty cool regardless. So next we have Spawn number 290. Now let me check off screen to see if the first couple interiors are all ages appropriate or not. Yeah, they look okay. So we're continuing with Jason Sean Alexander's art here. And I have been enjoying it. I do love the gritty art style. Like I said in the past, Spawn is not a typical book that I read. Well, I don't read other comics like how Spawn is, so for me it's just a nice variation from your typical hero books. So, and it has definitely changed since its creation, but I do enjoy it. I do wish Todd would work on it again, but it is enjoyable to me regardless. Next we have Detective Comics number 989, and they're really close to 1,000 too. And this story is a story about Two-Face, so My shop didn't have any variant covers, so I'm not even sure what the variant cover for this book is. But hopefully it wasn't something too cool that I missed out on. And that Batmobile looks a lot like the, I don't know if it looks like the Batman Forever Batmobile or the Batman and Robin one. That's definitely the 1989 one, though, so that's cool that they're showing old Batmobiles in here. Let me see. Oh, there's the... I was looking for the artist. Steven Segovia. So, looks pretty cool. A little standard Batcave shots, but cool regardless. I do like when artists are able to pull off interior shots that look interesting and things like that, so I can appreciate background art. I'm just unfortunately not on that skill level yet with the whole perspective thing on. I try and it just doesn't work out too well, but I can definitely enjoy seeing other people's work and being inspired by it. Next we got Action Comics number 1003. See if I can find a crazy action shot here. Not really seeing one right now, but Batman does make an appearance in this book, so there is that if you're a Batman collector, so might interest you. And the normal cover has Batman, I think he's like protecting Superman on the front. There's like kryptonite in the picture and stuff, but of course I want to go with the variant here. Love this guy's work, so. But he's doing variants between this and the regular ongoing Superman book, and I have missed a couple of them, and I've been second-guessing which ones I've got since they're coming out for both Action Comics and Superman, so I actually saw one yesterday at the other shop, and I missed it, so I'm going to have to go back and get it. And then the one I got on the last haul, it turns out I already had, so I gave that extra copy of Superman number 2 to my kids. Next we have the Heroes in Crisis book. I have heard criticism both ways on this. I don't know anything about it. So I do like the art in this book. Definitely looks very clean and vivid. Nice shot of some farmland there. And I'll tell you, I really don't care for the modern take on Harley. But the main reason they maintain that, I think, is so it's easier for girls to cosplay as her. But that's pretty much a mainstay for the character right now. But the art does look good in this, but like I said, I've heard a pretty split decision on whether this is a good series to pick up or not, and it's just a 9-parter. But I did notice too, it's only $3.99 as opposed to $4.99, so that's nice. That lets your wallet breathe a little bit. There's already quite a few prestige, like critically acclaimed books coming out, so. Next we have the Terrifics, number 8. Swamp Thing's in this one, so that's pretty neat. Also, too, I don't know if you guys heard, but there is a Walmart exclusive DC Comics 100-page book coming out. It's coming out tomorrow on Sunday, and it will have a 12-page original story by Greg Capullo in there. So if you're a big Capullo and Swamp Thing fan, you want to check at your local Walmart. And those big books are sold by the Pokemon cards and stuff. So if your shop has Pokemon cards, look in that area for the DC 100-page $5 magazines. But I have noticed not all the Walmarts do have the same layout, so some of them will just flat out throw the Pokemon cards as like an afterthought in the toy aisle, and they completely forego having the whole like shelf. It's like a half shelf that runs for, I don't know, it seems like it's maybe 12 to 24 feet long, and it'll have like gift sets of Pokemon cards and pages to put sleeves of cards in, and there'll be like some Pokemon plushies and things like that, but that's where you find them. Next is the Silencer, number 9. Nice big action there. Next we have The Curse of Brimstone, number 7. And this is one of their, it's an in-between, like, foil cover thing they're doing for this month for their books. And it's on the same, like, it's not on a super thick paper stock, but it does make a cool cover. And they're doing it across all of their DC titles. I like the art change in this one, though. It's a lot smoother than the previous ones. The other ones seemed like they had a more of a sketchy quality to them. This seems more fluid, so good job on this one, guys. I really like it. Brimstone definitely isn't one of my more favorite of the DC Age of Hero books, so. But this I'm actually looking forward to after seeing those interiors. We have another one, The Unexpected. Same thing going on with the Lego Villains one. Little Hawkman appearance in this one, obviously. It's pretty neat. Next we have Adventures of the Super Sons #3. Yeah, in this one all the villains they take on are, I think they're teenagers as well. They're, in some weird in-between age. Next we have Batman #56. And this continues after the huge event that happened at the end of the previous Batman issue. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it, but it's pretty intense. In the Nightwing book, we'll kind of show it too. The cover is kind of unavoidable on that one. But it'll be interesting to see where the book goes for sure. I do like Tony S. Daniels' art a lot, though. He's definitely grown as an artist, and gladly alternate between him and Mikhail Yanin any day. Next we have Batman and the Max, Arkham Dreams. This is a mini-series. I believe it's 5 parts. I could be wrong. But nice surprise. Nothing else. And it's just Sam Keith doing what he does, you know. Just really out of the box layouts and just very, very bold choices. I look forward to reading this for sure. Next is Doomsday Clock, number 7 of 12. A brutal war shot there. And from what I hear, Dr. Manhattan finally comes on the scene in this one. Which is the thing a lot of people have been waiting for in this series, so... Yep, there he is. Next is the Nightwing one, so I will say spoilers right now if you want to skip ahead to maybe 2 minutes from now. I'd say do that now, unless you want to have the big plot points spoiled and then new Nightwing. Okay, so at the end of the last Batman issue, Nightwing got shot in the head. So now... this is about what happens after that. How Dick Grayson deals with having that have happened to him. And from the front it's implied that we see a personality change in him, and we definitely see a scar there on his head where he was shot. Next I got the Macro Series Donatello. I was bummed I didn't get the Peterson cover for this, but there weren't even any on the shelf, so this book was marked at an $8 price point, so I don't know if the shop just didn't order a lot of them because of that, maybe. But I appreciate the fact that it's pretty much like a you know, a little graphic novel here with a nice thick cover stock on there. And this is a cool cover, so there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to have the full set of the Peterson covers there. Especially because the next one is an homage to the Turtles movie, so... This is what the next month's cover looks like, so... really like this artist and all the hyper detail he puts into texture and everything. Really great series he did was Mouse Guard, if you want to check that out. Next, I want to move on to what I got at my other shop. And there's already bagged and boarded, but I got the SpiderGeddon number 0. I don't think I'm going to get the full event, but I wanted to get this because it is it's all Clayton Crane interiors, and it is a number 0. And this is a direct comic from the SpiderMan video game universe. And I did just beat it last weekend, and it was great. Definitely very well done, so good job to everyone there. And as a reminder, we do have the giveaway going on for our 500 subscribers. I'll post that link in the description. You simply have to comment on that video, and it is for U.S. residents. It is a signed Clayton Crane poster of the Punisher, and then a copy of the Bull number 1, and we'll do that drawing live 2 weeks, so... if they put out a whole series like this, based in that video game universe, with Clayton Crane artwork, I would buy it 100%, so... I love that game so much, and I love Clayton Crane's work, so... Next is Spider-Man number 5. And all of this stuff I missed from my previous haul. I didn't have all the funds to pick it up then, so that's why you're seeing it now. So in this story right now, obviously, we have Spider-Man has been split in two. There is Spider-Man and then Peter Parker are separate. And whenever the split occurred, basically Peter slowly lost his scientific intelligence. So the thing that made him personally unique and skilled without having spider powers has been stripped away from him. All the while he's trying to be Kurt Connor's lab partner, so he's fumbling his way through that unsuccessfully. And we have number 6 that switches artists to Ramos in this one, who's a pretty standard Spider-Man artist. He's been doing the book off and on for a long time. Then we have the Spider-Man Annual #1, which is a story about the black suit. So that's neat. These ads keep faking me out to think they're interiors. Next I got Fantastic Four #2. And I could have sworn they had more of these out, but I guess I was mistaken. Since all my other Marvel books are now on like issue 6 or 5. But they just started this up last month, I guess, but really feels like longer to me. Next I got Avengers #8. I do like that pose of Cap there. Next I got Immortal Hulk #6. And the big plot twist that happened previous issue of Hulk. His father's consciousness has now been transferred into him, it is implied. So instead of seeing Bruce Banner when he looks in the mirror, he now sees his dad. And if you all don't know, his dad was an abusive father. So he's really going through a hard time right now. And that happened when he just fought, I believe it was Sasquatch in the previous issue. And when he was fighting him, once again it was implied that his dad was in that individual, and then he transferred himself into his body. So I don't know how it all works, but that's what's been implied. Next we have Thor #5. So we see Wolverine in this one. And then the cover does imply that the Phoenix Force is involved in this issue somehow. Well, that's something you don't see every day right there. It's really weird. It seems like whenever I pick up a Marvel book, some of the stories are definitely interesting, but it doesn't seem like they're cohesively in the same universe. Like, some of them are just so left field, I don't know where they all fit in. And like I said, some of them are entertaining and decent stories, but they just seem to contrast each other so much. Like, the Thor in this book seems different than the Thor in the Avengers book, which is weird because they are both written by Jason Aaron. But I don't know. I'm gonna just double check the writing credits. Yeah, they're both written by Jason Aaron, but for some reason, like I said, I get a different feeling between them. And we have Iron Man number 4. Next we have Crisis of Infinite Cerebi, which is a definite send-up of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And yeah, they just spoof different iconic covers, and it reprints just random Cerebus and Hell strips where they insert him onto door woodcuts, and they throw in some totally random dialogue. So if you're into Cerebus and random humor and door woodcuts, then you're all set. And there's no full story at all really between any of this, even in relation to each other. It's all just a grab bag. The only thing is, hey, it's Cerebus in the afterlife, so. But I don't know how long he's gonna do it. It's been going on for a while now. I am bummed out though. I missed out on one of them because every month the shop, it's solicited as a different titled book. Like, this is what it's listed as to the comic shop, so they have to hunt down and look for the title that has Cerebus in it to pre-order it for me. So they missed out on the one that was like Agent of Codpiece for Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I guess it was a low printed book, probably because a lot of retailers didn't realize what it was, so they didn't order it. But because of that, it's rarer, and the people like me who have been asking it to be pulled missed out on it. So that is one to look for if you haven't received it. Next, I want to show off. This is the a trade I got from my local shop, and this collects the entire meetup between the Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo. And this was actually only $17 or $18. Yeah, $18. And it has like a lot of bonus sketches and stuff in it. About, I would say a third of the book is bonus sketches, which is fine because I love the artwork. I have rebought this story where the Turtles meet him in the IDW timeline here. So this is like the third time I've bought this story, so that was kind of frustrating. And if you take that book out of it, there is really only 100 pages of Turtles Meet Usagi Yojimbo material. I thought there would have been more, but it's okay. I mean, it made the book cheaper, so that's nice. But this covers all the incidents when the Ninja Turtles met Usagi Yojimbo, so pretty neat. My only gripe, like I said, I wish there was more content, but this is everything that has been produced, so there isn't anything extra they could have put in here. So nice little book if you love the Turtles and you like Usagi Yojimbo and you want to see their entire crossover history together. So pretty cool. Next, I want to show off some stuff I got at half-price books. This right here was an independent comic that came out when I was maybe 6 or something. And this was a big deal where I grew up because the artist on this one here is, I'm trying to remember. As soon as I see it, I'll remember it. Yeah, Mitch Bird, and he actually went to Mississippi State, I believe. And him and his college friend, they got together and they made this character. So in Mississippi, this was a really huge deal. I remember there being like newspaper articles on it, and this came on the scene, let's see here, 1990. So, you know, there was quite a few independent books that took off, especially the main one was Ninja Turtles. So people in Mississippi were really excited for this, hoping that it was going to be something that would take off like the Ninja Turtles did. So that didn't happen. They're actually relaunching this series. I believe it's on Kickstarter right now. I'm not for sure, but this was the beginning of all of it, and it was a local hit in Mississippi, like I said. So it was cool to see this book out in the wild here in Seattle because, like I said, it was something that was big in Mississippi. And I was like, hey, I remember this, and I never owned it, but I do remember, people talking about it, and I believe I read it or flipped through it in my local library because I was little, and the black and white I couldn't appreciate when I was a child, but pretty cool stuff. So it's nice and neat. And then this is a full cover here, maybe. No, that's a back one, though. And then I showed this off on my live stream, the Armageddon 2001. This was a big crossover event in 91. It was a part 1 book, and then it branched out into 12 of the DC annuals, and then it came back for issue number 2, one-shot special. And it was all about this overpowered villain right here. Monarch, I believe, was his name. I haven't read this yet. It's been a long, long time. But my brother was trying to collect all of these, and he didn't succeed. But I remember he got this one. And this one introduces Wave Rider 2 right there. And it's just filled with, you know, that big 90s action you come to appreciate if you grew up in that time period, and just really great. I really love the big action and the layouts and everything. That traditional paper, I can smell it as I'm turning it here. So, traditional Titans there. I'm trying to find, these pages right here demonstrate the power of what Monarch can do. And this, I believe, is an alternate timeline. So Wave Rider comes out and travels to the current timeline to prevent this from happening. So, but if I find this whole thing, I might read this, because this was something that, like I said, it was a pretty big deal to my brother, and I remember that, and it was his passion for got me excited. And we see our nice Ninja Turtles cereal ad there. But yeah, great stuff. I found the Batman Armageddon 2001. We never owned this one, so it was nice to finally see it. We owned the Superman one, and that was it. And I haven't even read this yet, so I don't have any commentary to really give on it, so. But you can see pretty much the whole Batman's Rogues Gallery here is making an appearance. And then the final thing I picked up, I finally was able to recomplete my set of the Reign of Supermen, like special books. Got the Superboy one, so all of these devote to each one of the heroes or anti-heroes, depending on which one you're reading. And of course, here is the great conclusion book. I really loved this series. It was a big deal to me, and it definitely harbored my love for comics. But even though like they were overprinted and on and on and on, like I really cherished them. I love the presentation aspect, how you have the big bold cover here. And I mean, this right here was my inspiration for doing my cover, how I did it, if you can't tell. So this is a pretty direct homage here. Although this is brown, this one is like a grayish kind of thing. But definitely my inspiration. I couldn't pull off what they pulled off here. But you open it and you get a full image there. And then you get your standard story. Some nice Tom Grummett art here. And at the time, Superboy, like how he looked and stuff, was really considered cool. So even though now it might be looked at as goofy or whatever, it was definitely considered pretty cool at the time. I love the random ads for horrible stuff like this movie in here. And then the middle came with nice little pull-out posters. And then it would have the hero's name on the back of the poster. And then even there was like a little presentation of the next issue's cover there. And then it showed the other covers. So, pretty neat. Well, this video has gone on for a while. I was thinking about doing a sound finale, but there's not enough space on this device to do that now. But that's going to do it for now. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. Don't forget to purchase the Bull #1 on Indiegogo. It's just $5. We're trying to get to 2,000 so I can give 5 of you the Gary Shipman print that he did for me, as well as 1 of you a full-colored bull bust head sketch. And we're also doing the 500 subscriber giveaway. Just click the link below, comment on that video, and you're entered in to win Clayton Crane poster signed by him of Punisher, as well as a Bull #1 by me. We're doing that contest in 2 weeks, drawing live on Thursday, and it is open to U.S. residents over. Well, that's all for now. You all have a good day or night. Thanks. Bye.